This is DMB giving another video talking about dimethyltryptamine, Spirt Molecule, and how to realize or reawaken your perception of that which is constantly being, I would say, not as in the mindset or focus of people's brain as much as it could be, because it will help them grow as a person if they were to experience this, because this opens up a new way of perception and your relation between who you think you are and who and what you know or what you think you know about the world around you. Through one of my meditations that I've had in the past, I learned that dimethyltryptamine is released into the brain upon death, right? And with that over an understanding of it, you can directly relate in a way with your breath being the source of your life. If you were to stop breathing, then you would no longer be in this vessel, because people sometimes forget that they're not this body. People get caught up in their appearance and or the tendencies the body have in order to maintain the highest capacity for functioning, like eating food and going to the bathroom and drinking water. They forget that they can you can detach from it in a way where you can not neglect it but become aware of it and give it some room, so you won't be confined or you feel like you're tied to this body where you have it, but you have the overstanding where you're not bound by the physical and you can bring forth and not be tied down by the physical aspects of creation and life that you're currently experiencing through your body. So, realizing that each breath is, or accepting or becoming aware that your breath continues your biological processes. In a way, each breath that you intake is a life, and each exhale is a death. And you can use the gaps between your inhalation and exhalation, that space between intaking the maximum amount of air into your lungs and the exhalation and the compression of your lungs to release the air in that space of no air inside your lungs. During the moment when you intake energy or the breath, the life force to sustain a body, that's the birth and the continuation of life, so long as you hold that breath. And once you exhale, you're slowly going into the state of death, which is the space where DMT is released into the brain off the exhalation. So that with that, you can hold that state for as long as you wish. And through my experience, I've been in that space where it was a point where I had a inner and overstanding that I didn't have to breathe. I had the internal energy or that force, that energy sustaining my organism without the constant need, I'd say, to breathe. I was relying on an internal energy source rather than my internal energy source or the all internal energy source, the spark, instead of using air to sustain the body, which I found very profound. And I was ecstatic. I literally busted out laughing. There was a whole different meditation experience that I had. And with that being said, your energy functions in cooperation with your breath. When you are able to control your breath, you are able to direct energy consciously. And you got to understand or learn about the biological functions of your body, and understand that the nervous systems that we have, four main nervous systems, five, um, the primary functioning nervous system that we have is the central nervous system, which houses our, or with the main parts are the pineal gland and the spinal column, and the nerves that are connecting the two between the brain and the spine. Literally, the pineal gland is the seat of the soul. If you were to get injured at this point right here, this point in the center of your forehead is a very sensitive spot. This is houses your consciousness, literally, how you project light. It is the source of the functioning system of the body. Not only does it correlate with the body, but it also works in an aspect where it can perceive and pick up energy and information beyond the physical dimension of life. So that's why you're able to interpret or experience things where you would say outside of your physical self. And you have the brain and the functioning capacity to like retain the information and also express however whatever language you learned and or whatever knowledge you are able to express yourself with, either visual representations of what you've experienced and or using language and trying to use words to describe what you've experienced. It can be expressed in many different ways, but the bottom line is you are able to feel and experience it through the physical vessel that you have for now. I'm gonna wrap up the video right here. I hope if you have any questions, feel free to message me on YouTube about it. My Instagram is Young Buddha. You can search me up and like me up there. DM me if you have any questions. Let me know any more topics that anyone wants to hear specifically on. Also, there will be music put on this channel as well. I hope this helped out people who had any questions about how the brain produces it naturally, so you won't have to rely specifically on external sources if you want to have an experience with dimethyltryptamine and allow that to help you grow and cultivate spiritually. Um,